How good are ribs? Honestly, when I have a barbecue, if there's no ribs, I'm not a happy lady. So I'm going to show you my favourite way of doing them. And I know a lot of people have their own recipe for them, but I think mine are the best. So I'm going to share it with you today. I'm going to get a big tray, and I'm going to do everything in this tray because it's easier, less washing up for me. First is getting our marinade right. So to start with, I've got some brown sugar, and this is going to make it that nice, sweet, caramelly flavour. I've got a teaspoon of tomato paste, and there's so much involved in my marinade, but I assure you it's worth it at the end of it. I've also got some cayenne pepper, a little teaspoon of that. I've got some HB sauce, so that's sweet. I'm going to add that. I've got some Chinese 5-spice here, and I've got 2 tablespoons of that. So I love that flavour, those different spices. And some smoked paprika, of course. You want them to be barbecue-y and smoky, so that'll give it that. And for the mustard, I'm using Dijon mustard. And last but not least, for the spice, I've got some cumin. Just gonna do a nice sprinkling there, probably about a teaspoon. Next, I've also got 4 cloves of garlic, and I'm making sure I put lots of this in it because I want that flavour. So I'm gonna grate that into this marinade. Show you, and grate your fingers off. Now I'm going to add some onion, and I'm just going to grate that in because I don't want big chunks in this marinade. I want it to be quite smooth. So I think the best way to do this is just quick grate. Okay, that's plenty. So now we're just going to add that to our mix. Get all those juices. And for the herbs, I'm only going to add 1, and that's oregano. I like it because it's quite tough and very pungent, so it's going to retain all that heat when we're cooking it for a very long time, about 3 hours in the oven. 2 sprigs is plenty for this one. So there's already a lot going on in this pan, but we're not finished yet. I've still got to add the acid, so I've got some malt vinegar here. And I'm going to zest 2 limes, and I'm also going to use the juice of both of them. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the limes in half. Give them a good squeeze. So after I'm squeezing them, I'm just going to add them to the marinade. We're going to marinate for 24 hours, so it's quite a long time, and that's just going to give it extra flavour. We'll take them out afterwards. Okay, all done. So we've got all that marinade going on there. Now we're going to use our fingers, and we're just going to mix that up so it's all nicely combined. Perfect. So I've got these beautiful free-range pork ribs here, and I'm going to open up the packet, and I'm going to cut them in half at this stage, just because they won't fit into my pan because they are so long. So we're going to cut it straight down the middle there. We'll see how nice and meaty. So when you ask your butcher, make sure you get some really nice meaty ones, because the more meat, the better it is. So we're going to add that straight to our marinade. And I've got about 1.2 kilos of ribs here. Place them in. And we're going to have to get our hands dirty again. We're going to make sure we massage the ribs really well in this marinade, just making sure that everything's coated well. The smell is so intense, and after 24 hours in the fridge, it's going to be even better. Done. I'm going to give my hands another wash. I'm going to cover that with some cling film now, and place it in the fridge. But I've marinated some last night, so I'm going to get them out, and I'm going to finish off this process. Oh, look at these ribs. So that's been marinating for 24 hours, and you can see it's just sucked up all those lovely juices, those spices, the lime. Okay, so now we've got to grill it. Usually I do it on a barbecue and just grill them so we get that beautiful charcoal flavour to it, but a griddle pan's fine too. So we're going to get that nice and hot, and I'm going to start caramelising them. And we're not cooking them at this stage, we just want to seal in those flavours. Nice and hot. Oh, smells amazing. Okay, so you just gotta be careful we don't burn them. Just want a bit of colour. Another 2 minutes on that side. And what I'm gonna get is a big tray to cook them in the oven. And we're gonna cook it at 185 degrees for about 2.5, 3 hours. So it's a long cooking, but I assure you, when they're gonna fall off the bone, it is so worth it. Oh, look at that. Lovely, that's what we're looking for. That charcoaly flavour's there, that's all good. That's gonna add to the beautiful flavour that's already there. Okay, so I'm gonna take the first batch out. Make sure to pick up all those lovely flavours. We're gonna continue grilling our ribs. Okay, so that's about right. And then I'm going to pour over most of this marinade. I won't put it all on yet because I'm going to start basting later, so probably about half of the rest of that marinade. And I'm also going to add a cup of water at this stage. Now, don't be alarmed, it looks like quite a lot of water. Don't forget, this is going to cook for 3 hours, so all this water is going to evaporate, and it's going to make sure that these ribs stay nice and moist. And I've got some baking paper and 2 pieces of foil. I'm just going to make sure that we're going to retain all those flavours and they're going to steam away and bake just the way we like them. So nice and tight. Okay, so we're going to bake that in the oven for about 3 hours, 185 degrees. I'm going to check on it halfway through just to make sure there's enough water in there. If there's not, just going to add a little bit more. It's been 3 hours. It's been a long wait, but it's so worth it. Wait until you see my lovely ribs. Taking them out of the oven. Oh, smells fantastic. The reveal, here they are. Look at the colour on those. It smells so good. So the aim is I can pull these apart without using a knife. And if they don't, they're not ready. Oh, look at that. See, that's what a rib is supposed to do. That's exactly the way I like it. So, just to present it, I mean, look, honestly, if this is my house, they'd be eaten straight away just from the tray. But I'm gonna make it a little bit nicer on this lovely plate. And all I'm gonna do is just pull them apart. Just effortless with the knife. It's just making sure we separate them so everyone can have a share. And then just going to place them in here. I reckon I could get through a whole rack myself. A lime on the side, and that is it. There is only one way to describe my ribs. I reckon they're finger-licking good. They're not as sweet as the usual American ones, but I tell you what, they're so yummy. Give them a try at home.